Get ready for a high-speed update on the biggest stories rocking the college basketball world right now. First up, we have to talk about Darryn Peterson and his roller coaster freshman season at Kansas. While his time on the court was cut short by recurring injuries and that scary battle with full-body cramps, he still managed to show flashes of elite scoring brilliance that made him a force to be reckoned with. Was it the perfect freshman campaign, or just a modern-day preview of a future superstar in the making?
Never run out of battery again with the INIU portable charger, the slimmest 10,000 milliamp hour power bank that keeps your devices charged on the go. Stay powered up wherever you go. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next, we shift our focus to the gridiron where Kansas football legend Jalon Daniels is staring down the 2026 NFL Draft. After a storied 6-year career that saw him become one of the most prolific quarterbacks in Jayhawk history, the question is whether he has done enough to hear his name called. With some scouts ranking him as a top 10 prospect at his position and others questioning his durability, the draft process is going to be a nail-biter for fans who watched him lead the program to new heights. The news cycle keeps accelerating because Darryn Peterson has officially declared for the 2026 NBA Draft. He is stepping onto the biggest stage in basketball, joining an elite group of contenders that includes AJ Dybantsa and Cameron Boozer for that coveted #1 overall spot. Despite appearing in only 24 games due to various health setbacks, his statistical production and raw potential have kept him firmly in the conversation for the top pick in June. Finally, we are looking at the massive stakes surrounding Darryn Peterson as he heads to the NBA Draft Combine. With the Washington Wizards, Indiana Pacers, and Brooklyn Nets all jockeying for position in the lottery, his medical evaluations will be the most critical piece of the puzzle to determine if he maintains his status as a projected top pick. This draft class is loaded, and the pressure is officially on. If you want to keep up with every twist in this story, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Remember when a freshman season was just the opening chapter of a 4-year epic? Well, those days are long gone. Today, that freshman year is often the entire book, and for Darryn Peterson at Kansas, that book was a whirlwind. Look, Peterson arrived with the kind of hype that usually melts under the spotlight, and by April, he was already packing his bags for the NBA. It's the new normal, but it's worth digging into what this actually tells us about the state of college hoops. If you really watched Peterson this year, you saw a split screen. On one side, you had a lethal scorer, a guy dropping 20 a night, hitting impossible shots and tilting the entire defense in his favor. When he was on, he looked like the best player in the country, period. But the other side, it was messy. Injuries, cramping, and games where he just couldn't find his rhythm. It wasn't a failure by any stretch, but it wasn't the seamless dominance some expected either. Here's the thing, Kansas doesn't grade on a curve. When you're that talented, the fan base expects you to be a leader, night in and night out, especially when the lights get bright in March. Sometimes Peterson deferred when we wanted him to take over, and sometimes the game just moved a little too fast. But look past the box score. He forced the entire Kansas offense to evolve and gave that team a scoring ceiling they wouldn't have had otherwise. People love to focus on what didn't happen, but that's the reality of the one-and-done era. You don't get the full story, you get the preview. Peterson's season wasn't perfect. It was intense, incomplete, and undeniably modern. So was it a disappointment, or just the high-stakes trade-off of elite talent? Smash that like button and let me know your take in the comments. Do you think the one-and-done model is robbing us of college basketball legends, or is this just the price of admission for greatness? Ever wonder if a legendary college career truly translates to the pros? We are talking about Jalon Daniels, the Kansas Jayhawk icon whose name is etched deep into the program's history books. With over 9,200 passing yards and 67 touchdowns, he is statistically one of the best to ever do it at Kansas. But here is the million-dollar question. Will he hear his name called in the 2026 NFL Draft? It is a fascinating debate. Daniels is a 6-year veteran, and his journey has been a wild ride of brilliance interrupted by injury. While he racked up massive numbers, you cannot ignore the turnover issues, especially the 19 interceptions and those pesky fumbles over his last 2 seasons. The scouts are divided, too. Some outlets have him ranked as a top 10 quarterback prospect, while others don't even have him on the board. His combine numbers highlight the duality of his game: elite athleticism and mobility, but lacking the consistent accuracy and pocket discipline required at the highest level. The reality is, he is likely a day 3 flyer or an undrafted free agent pickup. Yet, don't write him off just yet. Daniels has the intangible it factor. He is the guy who helped turn Kansas from a laughingstock into a program with actual bowl wins. Sometimes, all it takes is one front office to fall in love with that grit and physical upside to give him a shot. Whether he is drafted or grinding for a spot on a practice squad, keep an eye on him during camp. If he can refine those mechanics, he might just surprise everyone. What do you think? Does Daniels have what it takes to stick in the league, or is the NFL level just too steep of a climb? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button, bookmark our channel, and follow us on X and Facebook at @ThroughToFog. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more draft coverage. Could we be looking at the next face of the NBA? Kansas freshman phenom Darryn Peterson just sent shockwaves through the college basketball world by officially declaring for the 2026 NBA draft. This isn't just another player heading to the league. This is a legitimate generational talent making his move. Peterson's debut season in Lawrence was nothing short of electric. He led the Jayhawks in scoring, putting up a blistering 20.2 points per game while shooting nearly 40% from behind the arc. Even when the lights were at their brightest during March Madness, he didn't blink, dropping 28 in his tournament debut and proving he's built for the high-pressure stage. But the real story here is the adversity. Peterson only managed to play 24 games this year, fighting through a genuinely frightening medical issue, severe, full-body cramping that actually landed him in the hospital. He described it as a traumatic experience, which makes his on-court production even more impressive. It shows a level of mental fortitude that scouts absolutely drool over. Now all eyes shift to the draft board. Peterson enters a stacked conversation alongside AJ Dybantsa and Cameron Boozer as the frontrunners for the #1 overall pick. Whether he goes first or not, he's already proven he has the tools to change a franchise's trajectory. If you're a fan of high-octane guards who can score in bunches, keep this name locked in your memory. Do you think Peterson has what it takes to be the first name called on draft night, or is there someone else in this class who deserves the top spot? Drop a comment below and let me know your take. The road to the NBA draft is officially heating up, and we're just getting started. Is the race for the #1 pick in the 2026 NBA draft about to get even crazier? Just when we thought the dust was settling, Kansas sensation Darryn Peterson just dropped a bombshell, officially declaring for the draft. This is huge, but it is not exactly a smooth ride for the young star. Coming out of prolific prep, Peterson was the undisputed golden boy, the consensus favorite to go first overall. But reality hit hard in Lawrence. His freshman season was, frankly, a physical nightmare. Between battling ankle issues, hamstring trouble, and even a lingering illness, the guy spent more time on the training table than he probably wanted. It's tough to watch such an explosive athlete look clearly limited, yet he still managed to put up 20 points per game. That is the kind of elite talent we're talking about here. Even when he is not at 100%, he is a walking bucket. Now, all eyes turn to the NBA draft combine in Chicago. The medical reports aren't just paperwork anymore. They're going to be the deciding factor in whether a franchise bets their future on him. Is he the same athlete we saw in high school? Scouts are split, with ESPN still pegging him at #1, while others are starting to lean toward AJ Dybantsa or Cameron Boozer. It is a high-stakes chess match, especially with teams like the Wizards, Pacers, and Nets desperately clawing at the bottom of the standings for a chance at this generational talent. So, what do you think? Is Peterson still the clear choice for the top spot, or have the injury concerns opened the door for someone else to steal the throne? Let me know your pick in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest draft updates. At the end of the day, talent gets you drafted, but durability is what builds a legend.